we have to keep all people free. 50 million of us, 100 million of us, 200 million of us, 300 million of us in these streets.
What's up, Shy Friends and Shy Land? It's Frankie and on the Frankie and Nycee radio
Get my mic
show.
together.
Get your mic. My mic sounds nice.
My mic sounds nice.
What's up, y'all? So we are so excited and so happy. Y'all bet you guys are wondering who in the hell we were just playing. That was Jennifer Lewis, Brandy.
Her new single.
Hey, y'all know who Jennifer Lewis is, right? Jennifer Lewis is the lady that used to be on Fresh Prince, and she was Will's auntie. Diva.
Yes,
the one that walk around
because
like
I'm
that.
fine.
Yes, or Dean, or the Dean on Different World. That was another one of her most popular roles.
Yes, it was.
And she does these videos, of her, singing with Brandy, and I guess a friend of the family. I don't know her name. Maybe she's a singer that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, she's a professional singer. I cannot think of her name right now, but she was one of the sisters from Amen.
Oh,
The
that's
show.
her.
Mm-hmm.
Condessa, whatever her name.
Yes.
I remember her. Oh yeah, it's a lot of that show. Shout out to Vanessa Bill Armstrong for one of the dopest theme songs ever to a TV show.
Exactly. Turn on the light.
So we have a very special guest today, and we are so thrilled, and we just brought him on. We're not going to even do our early hot topics. We're just going to bring him on the air because he has so much to talk about and so much of an input and an opinion today that he must be a part of this at the very top of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jeff Gibbs.
Hey guys.
Yes. And let's say what's up to YouTube out there, those people that's out there watching us live at intellectualradio.com. All right, my bad, Jeff.
Okay. She had to make sure they go to YouTube.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, Jeff is a great guy, says Bill Simmons.
Oh, what's up, Bill?
Roz Ryan. Somebody typed in. Oh, Roz Ryan. That's right. Her name is Roz. That's the lady's name from Amen.
Right.
She was on.
Okay, thank you.
She was on the Ricky Smiley show too.
She was.
Yeah. Shout out to Ms. Roz Ryan. Okay, what's up, Amber? Hey, thanks for tuning in. Jeff, you're here.
Hi.
Jeff, you were here the first season, weren't you? You took a chance on us.
No, y'all took a chance on me.
Oh, shucks.
Thank you.
I really like your infinity scarf.
I like it too.
Not today.
Long story, y'all.
We're not going to do this today.
Long story. So check it. So we're just going to jump right into hot topics. The first hot topic is your project, right, Jeff?
Yes, that's cool.
What's the name of it?
Road Less Travel is part one of Road Less Travel. It's an album that we started on probably about 3 years ago, off and on. And I at first I was just gonna do like one whole big long album, but then I decided to chop it up into two different pieces. So I'm really excited about it. I'm playing saxophone through the whole thing. I play saxophone and
ladies and gentlemen, he's a saxophonist.
So I play saxophone.
That part. Yeah.
The name of my band is the Jeff Gibbs Quartet. I guess I should.
Who's that? Who are they named after?
Who are they named after?
Jeff Gibbs Quartet.
Me.
Just for the slow people out there on intellectualradio.com.
The band is named after me. I wasn't that creative. Jeff Gibbs, and then it's four of us, so it's a quartet.
Who consists of the band?
We have Jimmy Carter on bass, Cleo Bird on piano, DJ Abernathy on drums, and like I said, myself on saxophone.
Hey y'all!
Awesome.
I love these guys. They're all so talented.
Yeah,
okay, so why the title Road Less Traveled?
Wow. Oh yeah, I remember the last time I was on here. I said we was gonna talk about this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, and it was a long story, but I'll give the short one.
Okay. Whatever
really,
you want.
Really, basically, my whole musical journey has not been normal. For for a saxophone player, I didn't study a lot of jazz. I was in church. So my musical background consisted of gospel music. I was the guy that played saxophone for the church choir. So it wasn't the typical saxophone upbringing. I didn't have the luxury of listening to the Charlie Parkers or Sonny Rollins or just I didn't have the jazz background.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of translated to when I was growing up in high school and even into college, where I just found myself having just a different musical identity,
Yeah.
a different DNA, and a different DNA for a horn player.
Right.
And I just learned that it's not necessarily a bad thing that I didn't study those guys, but that's who I am musically. And I think once I started to accept it, it really worked for me when I sat in my lane and figured out what my musical sound was and what I wanted to do musically. And it just really worked out. And like I said, the road less traveled. It's they always say like if you stay in your lane, there's no traffic.
True
So
story. Come on, you
so
better
I
say a
love that.
word.
so
You better. We're gonna steal that.
yeah. So
Most definitely. Let me
I don't
write it
know who I
down.
got it from, but no, that's true. I try to live by that, and it's been working out. It's an interesting process to get this album done. I would be lying if I said it wasn't stressful.
It's supposed to
Um,
be, Jeff. It's supposed to be
yeah, I
stressful so you
can't
can
wait.
appreciate it,
I can't wait for
the
this.
outcome, for it to be over with.
Yes and no. Because I understand more doors will open and more opportunities will come, but as far as the planning of this show. The show is on January 20th. Don't look for me on January 21st.
I know that's
Don't
right.
look for me.
Where you gonna be
Man,
January
I'm not telling
21st?
nobody.
I
Oh,
know that's
okay.
right.
I'm gone.
I ain't mad at you. I think I did the same thing when
I'm
that
a,
release party was over with.
yeah, it's fun. I mean, I was telling someone the other day that this is the stuff that separates the real from the fake.
Yep.
This process. This is what I try to call the rite of passage, and just being stressed out, but still finding a way to get things done, and staying focused, and staying, giving yourself the pep talk that you need to give yourself. And it's been working out.
How,
That's awesome. I just have a question. When Story Devereaux was on the show, she was saying after she recorded her album, she just had to go and chill somewhere and like really like just be off the face of the
Yeah.
earth. So like
he is serious, y'all.
he's so serious. Like that recording process is no
It's
joke.
real.
Yeah.
It really is.
Like I'm going home right now to listen to some more mixes. So
Mhm.
it's just
So what were you about to say, Bob?
Oh, I was just going to ask about, you said that you didn't really grow up listening to those artists like,
Yeah.
Charlie Parker and what's my other man name? I can't think of it right now.
Coltrane's
Yeah, John
and
Coltrane.
yeah.
So do you find yourself listening to any of them nowadays, or you still are, developed from where you kind of were fitting in at the moment?
Well, trying being a musician
Hmm.
first. I do understand that I need to. As a musician, I need to study those guys. And I get a lot of flack all the time when I bring it up, but
Hmm.
I always say that I don't study them, but I appreciate their music. I'll listen to their music, but it's not like I haven't sat down and really transcribed
like you're not learning it
solos. Yeah.
verbatim and all this.
No, I
Yeah.
Yeah.
appreciate it. I know. I mean, but I listen to it so much. Like I know a Charlie Parker song. I know.
Uh-huh.
I know early Charlie Parker. I know late Charlie Parker. But it's just like, I don't sit and study that because I think when I found out my musical identity, I found out what I like. And I was thinking about that while I was walking over here. I was listening to Travis Scott, Wiz
Hmm.
Khalifa.
Right.
Like that's what I like.
Yeah.
And then I blend it with a little, I throw some Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond and all that stuff in there. But like if I listen to some Coltrane, that's cool. But it's not my go-to. It's not, you know.
I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with
Me
that.
either. I think you're actually ahead of everyone because, like, a lot of people study and they listen to these greats. They are great. Please don't
Hmm.
take anything away from what I'm about to say out there. But I mean, it is very important to have your own sound. I was just talking
Mhm.
about this with someone, and it's just like for you to have that and can still like go back and listen just to take some pointers. I think that's amazing because we get so lost in other people's music and then you have someone, hey, you sound like this or you sound like that. When I'm
Ugh.
just like,
I mean, we're here to evolve. So
Right.
exactly.
so I mean, I don't
Hmm.
I don't understand. That's what jazz is to me. Is something. It's the one genre that was solely based on evolution.
Right.
And it just, if you're so stuck in the past, then you're just not evolving, and then what's the point? Why are you
Exactly.
doing it? Like if you're not going, if you're not gonna try to be better and grow, like it's all about growing and becoming a better person, better artist, better musician, better whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks
So,
like we got a caller, so we're gonna
hey,
answer our phone.
hey,
We paid our bill today.
I gotta pay my bill Thursday.
Caller, you are on the air. Thank you for calling the Frankie and Nycee radio show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Frankie and Nycee, and hey, Jeff Gibbs. This is CB Radio.
What up, girl?
Hi.
So I'm calling from Atlanta, but you know where my home is.
Home sweet home.
Chi-town till I'm on my back.
Yeah, I just wanted to call and say, Jeff, I'm so proud of you. First of all, congratulations on your album release.
Thank you.
He is cheesing.
I'm actually watching. I was gonna say you guys look really good. I'm actually watching you guys on YouTube right now.
Aww.
Hey.
Fix that Infinity Scar.
Right,
I'm about to say Xfinity.
Right.
Infinity. You talking about bills? That just clicked it. Do you have any words of encouragement?
Actually, yeah, absolutely. Because Jeff, you know that I've been following you for a couple of years now, I guess.
Yeah.
So very familiar with your backstory and keeping up to date with everything that you've been working on. And I definitely feel that you are someone that other artists need to look up to. And I know sometimes you don't feel that way. I know that sometimes you feel like people don't understand you, or even within the group, you kind of feel like you're little bro. But but I know that it's hard to go against the grain, but that makes you, and that makes you a leader and not a follower. And I think that you do have something going for you. I just want to encourage you to stay on the path that you're on. Stay with your vision that you have. We've talked about that a lot. And I think that you're going to go far. So, and of course, whatever I can do to support that, I always will. So.
Shucks.
You gonna make me cry. Girl.
I'm about to say.
Hey, wait a minute. Before you start crying, let me zoom in a little bit so I can capture the tear. Just for record. I mean, cry, Jeff, cry.
Man.
Cry, Jeff, cry. He gonna cry in his Infinity Scar.
You know, Frankie gonna encourage it.
Just let it flow.
This is
Just
a place where you can show your
Just
feelings.
cry.
Oh man.
I'm gonna pull an Oprah on you, boy. I promise.
Man, thanks a lot.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Great words of wisdom. Thank you so much for calling.
Ciao. All right,
See you
soon it
soon.
is. Shoot, not before it get cold. I mean hot. Shoot, you
Right.
better come when it get one, child.
I think she coming to the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think she coming.
Oh, wow. See, you got people coming from out of town.
But see, she's
That's
from
pretty
Chicago,
cool.
so
Yeah.
she know what's up.
She's used to it, right?
Right.
So I got one more question, then we're gonna get into our hot topics.
Okay.
Okay, so you said you're going home to listen to the tracks again and again. So
Yeah.
approximately how many times have you listened to your album, and what are you tired most? I mean, are you at a point? I shouldn't say what are you tired most though,
Yeah.
because it's gonna sound like the album's tired. But how many times have you listened to the album,
Yeah.
and what can you look forward to when the album's done besides it being done?
Well, last night, I work an overnight shift now, which is pretty cool because my engineer works overnight on my music. So he was sending me stuff like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning last night, and I was kind of just sitting at my desk, just listening to it. So I could talk about that. Like I probably listened to that one song, and it was only like a minute 30-second clip, probably about like 20 or 30 times last night. It's
I understand. Like, I'm shaking my head because
I know it has to be very tedious.
Yeah.
Yes.
look, it took me 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years on a baby.
Yeah. And,
Tough.
what was the second part? What was the second question?
The second part of it is what would you be glad
you
to be
looking
done
forward
to
to,
being
yeah.
done with?
Oh,
with
Mhm.
I'm gonna be so excited to change my show. Because for the longest I've been doing these songs a lot of covers,
Mhm.
and now that I have more originals, I'm just gonna be really excited to do that. Really excited to just do more. Like I might add a DJ to my set.
Yeah.
They're just like live, like just I'm just gonna go crazy. Like I'm so excited about that. Like just the fact that I can just do more now, and you know, like I said, hopefully it just opens up more doors and people see exactly what I'm trying to do.
And it'll get the redundance out the way too, because you'll be able to kind of like recreate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's the best
Yeah.
part about after making that album. Okay,
Yeah, I
now
can't
let's go
wait.
live with this.
I can't.
All right, what are we gonna do? Like, how are we gonna, I guess, get the story out there or make people feel how you want the album to come
Yeah.
across.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
excited. I can't wait.
So
Okay.
speaking of can't wait, we can't wait on these hot topics, y'all, because it's a lot of things. Oh, let me do some shout outs real quick. Miss Vet, Shanika. Let's see. I got Alec Dunnigan on the phone, on the line too. So you guys just keep tuning in and listen, ladies and gentlemen, out there in Facebook land and on YouTube land. If you have a question and it's not getting through and we're not answering it fast enough, call 708-223-8953. I promise I won't put you on blast. I just lied because I will. Because if you don't get on my phone and act like you might get put on blast, then just give me an opportunity. And I'm an opportunist, y'all. But 708-223-8953. Please call in. Okay, so let's talk about these hot topics. So we usually pick one hot topic, but it's been so much craziness going on in this world. Like,
Craziness.
okay, so we got through the whole like Grim Reaper part of the world or era, with people dying. Now we're getting into the biggest death of all, the presidential inauguration.
Right.
Can I just say that I don't know if you guys talked about it last week. I didn't get through the entire show, but President Obama was doing his speech on the Tuesday that you guys had the show. And I just want to know, like, from that, just you talked about it and what he said about Michelle and how he was just really the best president that I've ever seen in my lifetime. And it's going to be so sad to see him go.
I don't want to see it either, but it's happening. It's real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's real. At the end of the day, you can only serve 2 terms.
Right.
Thanks to Roosevelt, the rule has been initiated. So we have to just, deal with it. But it was definitely a touching speech. I think that he kind of dropped the mic on a couple of subject matters that he probably may not have necessarily done maybe 2 or 3 years ago had it been like the last speech,
Yeah.
but he had to show that he ran his term the way that he wanted to. And although he did not accomplish everything that he wanted to accomplish, he did throw that list out. And it's one heck of a list to have to go up against, Mr. Trump. I don't know what to tell you.
It really is. Yeah.
So I just want to talk about yesterday. Okay, everybody know what yesterday was, right? Yesterday was Happy Birthday to you. MLK Day, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So, in honor of MLK Day,
Martin Luther King Day.
Martin Luther King, the first King.
The King
The
Day.
first King. First there was Martin Luther King, then there was Eddie King.
Yes.
So, Eddie King Jr. Nights like this.
I wish.
So listen, they have this meeting. Well, not they. Who did you say? The Obama administration transition
Yeah, it was
team.
the Obama's administration, their like transitioning team, and Donald Trump's transitioning team put together a meeting
between
the, MLK the third, I
the
believe,
third,
and also the meeting with Steve Harvey.
right? But that wasn't yesterday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So MLK was also MLK in the third. MLK the third and his colleagues from his group called the Drum Major Institute, which MLK the third is the president of, took a visit to the White House on MLK Day,
Right.
and they discussed situations and occurrences in business pertaining to voting rights. So, okay, first of all, let's just pause. Yesterday was MLK's birthday.
Right.
Is it not to me a coincidence? Riddle me this, that they meet on MLK Day? Like, is that his way of saying we're gonna let the good little Negroes come in and celebrate with me on his daddy's birthday?
I mean, in the words of Donald Trump, what do you have to lose? What did he have to lose?
Did you know anything about this, Jeff?
Yes and no.
Okay, what was the yes and what was the no?
Well, I heard about it. I didn't get a chance to do a lot of research about it. But like I've just been hearing some stuff. I have an opinion a little bit.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, I mean, just about the whole entire Donald Trump situation. This is America.
Okay.
And this is the way that our laws and constitution have been set up. We're a free country.
Make sure you pick these up.
And so that's the hand we've been dealt. We can just do the best we can with the hand we've been dealt. And that's kind of the way I see it. I don't agree with a lot of the things that he says. He scares me.
Why does he scare you?
Because he's I feel like he's gonna try to run this country like a business.
Okay.
And when you do that, you know how people always say don't take it personal as business.
Yes.
Mhm.
And 9 times out of 10 you offended somebody.
Right.
Yeah, when you do that, that's how war starts.
Yeah. That's true.
And that's the scariest part. I'm 29 years old, and I'm sure there are people older than me, and as far as we can probably, yeah, that can say that there hasn't been a war in America.
Right.
And that is one thing that
Well, in our
terrifies-
time.
right?
Yeah.
And that's what terrifies me, the fact that with the way he presents some things, it just scares me. Um, and that's one of my biggest fears, is just that he's trying to run this country like a business, and I see it, and I see it because of how he's trying to attract the African American community while still dividing them.
Right.
He has them in sections. He got the rapper Kanye, so then he's got me. Then he got Steve Harvey, so then he's got my mama.
Right.
And then
I thought the same thing. Then you got Jim Brown,
right,
for the baby boomers.
So it's interesting. My thing is, it's kind of like one of those things where, like, it's a movie and it's like Donald Trump is your president, and I kind of just want to fast forward 4 years to see where we are. Like, what's
and that's what
happening?
I want to talk about. That's kind of what I want to kind of expound upon the details pertaining to that meeting, because that what you said it's kind of marketable. Like the way that he handled it is marketing.
It
like,
is kind of like business.
Mhm. So
Yeah.
in the past, MLK has campaigned for years to establish a form of a free government photo ID to ensure that it's easier for those who cannot afford driver's license and state IDs to cast ballots. So in certain states, you know how like in our state, you can have a voter's registration card. Well, in certain states, you got to have a voter's registration card in addition to a photo
A
ID.
picture ID. Mhm.
So
Really?
they met yesterday. Okay, this is kind of weird to me. They met yesterday to discuss this. This is what they reported to the news. I just don't believe for a period of whatever hour, 2 hours of time, it took all that time to talk about photo IDs. And then they talked about the idea of issuing a social security card with the photo on it.
Mm.
And Trump's reaction to that was that he will study the issue. So once again, it's a point of blowing off. Like nobody's getting direct answers about anything when they go meet this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was MLK the third, along with Andrew Young, who was on the phone, who did not come to the meeting face to face, but he was actually on the phone. So they had this meeting about the voting rights. Okay, my issue is not that with voting rights, though. And maybe I'm just in a state where that's not an issue, but the voting right issue is the electoral college and how they're voting for presidents that do not win the popular vote.
Right.
Why aren't we discussing that?
I have no idea. I think, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Like, I think that should be something that is discussed. And as far as with the Electoral College, I read somewhere that because enough people didn't vote, I guess with the state of the majority of the states, I guess they kind of based it off how many votes that Trump got and I guess made him president. But I don't really believe all of that. I do believe that our president is already elected before we're even voting.
And that's
a
a lot of people that feel that way.
Yeah, I've seen Scandal.
that.
But
Olivia now.
And that's just my theory, but it seems like I felt just like with President Obama that even though they were trying to get who was the guy that was running against him at the time?
the first time?
Yeah, the first
Kane?
time. Not Kane. It was it Kane?
The Republican?
Yeah.
Kane.
Mhm. Yeah, Kane.
McCain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not McCain. It was the second time.
Oh, who was running against him?
Touching my
Romney.
nose.
I thought you should have said Rod Burgundy.
Exactly.
Burgundy, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. That
So
love
I really do think that Obama was elected to quote unquote kind of clean up the country.
Yeah.
After what Bush has done.
But and I kind of agree with that, because if you got a young black dude in office and things don't, and the feces hits the fan, then you got a great scapegoat.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, and unfortunately, it didn't work out that way.
Right, because like when he said he was going to clean it
fortunately,
up, he was really trying to do so.
Right.
But he had the Republicans against him at every
time. Well, that's because they forgot. Oh man, we hired this scapegoat, but he happens to be black, and he's doing a good job. And he's black. We can't give him all this credit.
Right.
Speaking of credit, we got to give credit to Steve Harvey for stopping at the White House too. Jeff, you've already brought it up. So, okay, you said when you brought your example up about about Steve Harvey, you said your mama, that's for your mama's group of people.
Right.
So what is your mama saying about this? Has she talked to you about this?
I haven't talked to her about it. I actually heard Steve Harvey interview this morning on the radio.
On V103?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was kind of listening to it. I'm not that I hate that I brought it up because I'm not that informed on it yet, and I don't want to speak on it all the way. But I do feel like, like this is just the hand we've been dealt, and like we can say that we don't like that we have all these African American influential people going to talk to Trump and things like that. Mm-hmm. But one thing Steve did say was that why not? If he's being presented the opportunity to go, and let's even say Donald Trump is fake listening. If the words are put out there, it's like that's the best shot we got.
But we don't hear the words when they come out of these meetings. They say, "Oh, we talked about golf. It was, he's a great golfer. I'm gonna hit the 9-holer with him."
Yeah, it's like when they talk in the meetings, he's trying to seem like he's this likable guy.
When they come out of the meetings,
that's what I'm saying.
When they come out of the Steve Harvey interview this morning?
I heard some of it. I
didn't hear the Steve Harvey meeting on this morning. Did he talk about how he was upset at us being upset with him about going to the meeting with Trump?
He touched on that.
Because people are calling that he's saying that he's cooning and things like that. And my thing is, like, I was talking to one of my coworkers about it. I was just letting them know, because at first I didn't know about it until a friend of mine told me. And then I'm just like, okay, well, I kind of figured out why he would have chose Steve Harvey, just because of the platform that he has. I think Tom Joyner has a larger platform, but as far as in radio, but as far as on television, like, people do know who Steve Harvey is, and he is trying to get, I believe, black people on his side. But I do think that because they're a millionaire and a billionaire discussing housing, I don't see anything wrong with that if that's what they were discussing.
Ben Carson is,
Oh, Ben Carson.
I really just don't see anything wrong. He is going to be our president. That kind of is about, like, would you go and see the president even if you don't agree with his, thoughts?
That should be our question of the day. Mm-hmm. Would you go see? So what was the interview about?
Well, all he seemed to be, because I heard probably about 10 minutes of it. I don't know how long it was, but what he basically was talking about, he did mention how he was hurt about how some people were bashing him and calling him cooning and things like that. But he did speak on how he was trying to work on housing and work on the education system and work on programs for children and things like that. And like I said, I don't know if they're I don't know what to believe. Mm-hmm. And that's the sad part.
That's the goal.
That's the sad part about this whole thing, is that we're being put into a situation where for 8 years, I feel like we knew what to believe. We knew what to listen to. We knew what to see through. We knew what was real. But like now, it's like we're just back at square one. Like, okay.
And it's because Donald Trump can flip on you at any time.
Yeah, because we've seen him do it. Mm-hmm. Like, just go down Twitter. Like, we've seen it. So it's tricky.
He going hard on Twitter too. Okay, I thought about this. Didn't President Obama not have a Twitter page until his second term?
Probably.
I'm quite sure. I know I'm
He
right
wasn't
about
on that
that.
powerful. He wasn't powerful on
He
Twitter.
wasn't. He didn't have a POTUS until that POTUS thing until like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
but we have to remember Donald Trump is a celebrity first.
That's true.
So he already had his Twitter going, from The Apprentice and just anything about his hotels. Come visit my new hotel or my new golf course.
His marketing, right?
Yeah, that's how he would. And I really don't think that he's tweeting himself.
You don't think so?
Whoever's
I
been
think he
tweeting for
is.
him
Nah, I
just
think he
knows
is.
him. You think that he's actually taking the
Girl,
phone?
It sounds like
yes,
him.
I do because I feel like sometimes the stuff that he says can only come out of his head. Even the people that are hired to think for him can't think that low. Like with the stuff with John Lewis, with the congressman.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that went on, the Twitter war about him, about Lewis, the evilness of some of those tweets. I just don't believe anybody could make that up.
Yeah.
I don't. I think it's just outright evil. Now,
Donald Trump is our president.
I know he's still. One of the things that you said that was important about Steve Harvey's interview was that I did write this quote down. He said, a lot of y'all hurt me. I didn't expect the backlash to be so fierce.
Yeah.
And then he became the butt of the jokes on SNL. And this is the only time I watch SNL. It's like when politics are happening because this is when they're funniest. And they went kind of hard on him the other day.
Did they?
They did. What's the guy named Keenan and Kel? Which one is the heavy one?
Keenan.
Yeah, he plays Steve Harvey. He does it on the show all the time.
Yeah, he plays the Family Feud.
Yes.
Host.
So like they had like this like post conference. They staged his post conference, and then they were like, and now we're gonna send Steve Harvey to talk to Trump. And how do people feel about this? And they put like 3 X's up and like 3 strikes.
Gotta go.
But it was really good. I mean, it's SNL for God's sakes when it comes to politics. And then there was D.L. Hughley.
Right.
I like him.
Oh, DL, how I love thee.
Yeah, I was looking at one of our comments.
I quoted, you'd rather have Black people be football players, comedians, and rappers than the president. You'd rather see us run the ball than run the country. Then he goes to tell Trump, F you now and F you forever. That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part. So D.L. Hughley's pissed. Somebody that Steve Harvey pretty much grew up with, as far as on the comedy scene. And there are a lot of people like us, our age, that have already thought that Steve Harvey was a sellout. I'm just wondering, did those initial thoughts come from the fact that he's trying to gain success the way that he's trying to gain it, or do they really feel that he sold out Black people?
Do we really feel that he's done what?
A sellout? Is he a sellout, or is he just trying to come up in the game? And I mean, because at the end of the day, we already had the perception that he was a sellout, which is why it was so easy for people to say yes.
You think this is just a green light to say something?
Yeah.
I mean, I still want to just dumb it down and be like, well, this is the president of the United States. Like, I mean,
but I'm with you there, though. I mean, we don't like him, but
yeah, it sucks. But like,
he's the president of the United States.
So does that mean that John Lewis should go to the inauguration then? Because if that's the case, I'm just throwing some devil's advocate monkey wrenches out there.
Well, I think in this case, John Lewis was disrespected. He's the president of the United States, but you have to respect people.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't come at people any type of way. And I feel like John Lewis shouldn't go if that's something that he does not want to do.
Now the trickle effect is this. Okay, John Lewis, and for those of you that don't know who John Lewis is, you need to pull out your encyclopedias in your grandma's basement. He is a senator from Georgia who has been a senator from Georgia since 1987. He was also the 3rd chairman of Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee from 1963 to 1966. Somebody that worked very closely with Dr. King. And the position as 3rd chairman was also shared with him by Stokely Carmichael and Charles McDougall. So this is like a serious dude. Like this is like real Black history. Yeah. Like in our Senate fighting for our rights, and you know that his desire for equal rights is bigger than anybody could think of, right?
Right.
So Trump goes to attack him. The one person in the Senate that you should not attack, he he attacks John Lewis. Now here's the trickle effect. John Lewis says, okay, cool. You want to come at me hard on Twitter and tell me all this crazy stuff about my career and what I have and have not done? I ain't coming to your inauguration. Now, the Black Caucus people are saying, we ain't come to the inauguration because we got John's back. Right. Then we got colleges that are backing out. There are some that are still performing. That we talked about that.
Artists backing out.
You got people like, I want to say The Weeknd was asked to do it. Flo Rida was I don't know if he's still on board. Somebody check me on that because I'm not really sure. But Flo Rida was supposed to be a performer. Somebody else had been asked. I can't think of off the top of my head. But
Jennifer Holiday.
She suddenly got sick and she wasn't staying there.
Yes. And I'm not going.
I'm not staying here, and you gonna still love me. So like you got all these people starting to back out. So then you have MLK the third. After all these people said, I ain't even gonna go to the party, dog. Like I'm not even going. He goes on his daddy's birthday, or the honored day of his daddy's birthday. And then Andrew Young is involved. And then we got Steve Harvey days beforehand. You got all these people protesting, but then you got these people going to the White House. So like you said, it's splitting us up. Now we got this Willie Lynch stuff happening again. And my point is, when are we going to be conscious of this? I kind of went to you on it. Like, don't even go.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just so you know, we mean business. It's like you can't like go after a certain group of people, try to at least get them to vote for you. These are people who are known to be hateful towards other races. The people that he's putting in office are known to be bigots and part of the KKK. It's just like how that does not even settle well with us. So then you want to try to have meetings with the people that we like that bring us joy, and then want to kind of put a damper on that. That's just, I don't think that that's cool at all. And I just feel like if people do not want to go to the inauguration, they don't have to.
But back to
because it won't be really us that he's hurting. I mean, you're going to be hurting the majority of the country, which is,
it'll be taken as a joke.
Caucasian.
To me, it's just as bad as like watching vaudeville or something back in the day, some bamboozle stuff. Like, you have these characters and you're playing these characters out to be a certain type of way.
Right.
And this is what the general consensus that they're gonna initiate or perpetuate the general consensus of things.
I want you to check some of these live feeds because we got some good sayings going on. Like scroll up and see.
Let me see. Looking. Okay, we looking. Let's see.
Right here.
Okay.
Miss Vet.
What'd she say? It says Trump invited safe Black folks, or who he perceives as safe. DL will not be invited.
And then that
it's best to be aware of what the opposition is up to. If he invited you in, by all means go, but be guarded. The question is, were they guarded in their convictions, or did they go in looking for a favor? That was actually good point.
Okay, Ms.
Very good point. What's up, Ronnie G? What's up, Nadine Grant? What's up, Ronika? What's up,
DL most definitely won't be invited.
Okay. And that's a part of our game tonight.
But he doesn't even care.
We got to play Frankie's Top 5. That's one of my questions. So you can't think too hard on that, Jeff, because I want you to give me some fresh off the top stuff. Okay. Yeah, just you didn't already thought about it when you paused.
I don't even know what you're talking
about. Good. You just checked out for a minute.
I did.
Okay. Speaking of checked out, ooh, this is a bad segue.
Can't with this girl.
Eddie Long dies. Oh, that was bad. That was real bad.
Speaking of check out, Frankie Parker.
That was bad. Lord, forgive me. Forgive me for
the Frankie and Nycee radio show.
He don't want to get struck by lightning. Jeff moved all the way out the screen.
Y'all gonna see me go out the door.
He didn't even want to get struck by lightning, bro.
We got to get some good laughs going
on. Bro, Earl left the building. Y'all just gonna let me go to hell by myself?
If Eddie Long ain't going to hell, you ain't going to hell. So then you should be all right.
Yeah,
I
we
think
gonna
you're
take
gonna be all
shots.
right. I think you just have to repent and then you're gonna be okay. That's what
Okay.
everybody says.
So Sunday morning, I get up, getting ready for church, and I see that he's passed away.
Yeah.
Dies at the age of 63, allegedly of cancer. Because black folks, I gotta say allegedly, or some of y'all gonna be like, he died with other
That of the
reasons.
package.
I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna say that because I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all
funny.
This is stuff that's online.
This
though.
is what's happening.
We're just repeating
You're
what the people are
absolutely
saying
right.
online.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they announced that it was cancer, and then he chose to fight this naturally, right? Because you said, what kind of cancer was it?
He said it was stomach cancer. So one of the things where he was losing, well, one of the reasons why he said he was losing a lot of weight was because he was doing the raw diet. I'm assuming that would be better for your I guess stomach because
Digestive
it's not
system.
your digestive system because you're not eating a lot of fried foods or gluten, things that they say kind of mess up your intestines.
Yeah.
Whatever. So
how did you guys? I mean, I don't want to say how did you feel. I hate asking that question when it comes to death because you don't know the person, so there's really not a lot of feeling. But what was the first thought to cross your mind when you found out he passed away?
I said, wow. Like that was like, I mean, it sounds silly, but I literally said, wow. I grew up watching him, just on TV as a TV pastor. I was very aware of who he was. I was also very aware of the recent scandals and things like that. I just said, wow. It's. I mean, it's interesting just to see how if they said it was cancer, because I wasn't aware of how he passed.
Okay.
How a disease like that can just eat away at your body. Because I mean, I remember he was just like the big.
He was like this swole dude. Yeah.
The muscle
I remember
shirts.
I didn't like when my mom watched he was on TBN when he was on TBN too long. She used to always watch him when he had them tight t-shirts on.
Yeah.
He would have them tight t-shirts on.
Whoa, Bishop Eddie don't know he up there preaching the word.
All right, change the channel. Let's go, Mom.
Your mama going in the room looking at him lusting.
You ain't praying. You ain't praying.
Lusting.
You ain't praying.
I remember the phrase, watch this, watch this.
Yeah.
As a kid, I thought that was like so dope that he would, I don't know why, I just thought it was cool to hear him say that.
That name
Watch
it and claim it preaching that he was doing.
Yes, the name it and claim it. And he had this huge congregation, tens of thousands of people. And the controversy went down. The population went down after the controversy came out about.
This was like 2010, 2011.
Right.
Was it really that long ago?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you believe that?
And the wife she initially filed for divorce in 2012, his wife, Vanessa, and they wound up working it out. Yeah. And she stayed with him. So, she's still married to him. So she's considered a widow. What I just read today is that they're finalizing his funeral arrangements, and it looks like TD Jakes will be expected to perform the eulogy.
Okay.
So I guess they were friends, and he referred to him as a mighty man of valor.
Okay.
So, even with all the controversy, I wanted to talk about this because I looked on my feed and I was almost disgusted.
Absolutely.
By the things that were being said by this man, even though my segue was bogus, like I was joking. Like some of these people were dead serious. Some of these people condemned him straight to hell, told him this is what he deserved for all the bad that he did to people. Yeah. And we still, but this is the thing that kills me. We got somebody that's still living who like to pee on kids.
Right.
Hello.
And he's still selling millions and millions of albums. And nobody ever comes for him.
Going to his concerts, everything. I just want to go back to what you said when where were we, or how do we feel when we found out, or what the first thing I thought about? The first thing I thought about, honestly, was Kim Burrell.
Oh, me too.
And I thought about Kim Burrell because she mentioned his name. And to be honest, like I haven't been keeping up with Eddie Long since the scandal happened. I used to watch him on TV and everything, but I don't even know if they show him on TV anymore because I haven't been watching. But just from her video when she said that how Eddie Long was sick, and I didn't even know that he was sick until like a couple of weeks later after
Before
what
she died.
what she
Before he
said,
died.
he died, and I was just like, ooh, now they gonna be mad at Kim again. That's all I could think.
Right.
Like, well, she done damned him to hell for real. They're gonna be upset.
But there are gonna be people that'll be like, she was right, and I'm joining her church today.
That is a lot of what I saw on my news feed talking about something. But did she lie? Just seeing that from a lot of people, and I don't think that is even what she meant about the whole scandal that happened at her church with her saying that homosexuals were going to die in 2017. I don't think that's where all that came from. I think she was just probably maybe talking about it or whatever happened or between them or if they knew each other or whatever. But it's like, I just think that whole thing was a mess. And then for him to pass on and for people to say those things about him and just about the situation, I didn't think that was cool.
No,
it makes you wonder. It makes you think like, because what he did was messed up. When I was looking at some of the interviews while we were like doing some research for the show, just about how he manipulated these young men and made them really feel like they were gaining a father figure when it was really just someone who was trying to take away their power.
Take advantage of them.
Exactly. Take advantage of them. And, and that's what you do. Like when, I've heard people say this, when someone has been molested, it's like you've kind of taken their power away because it's like they feel like it was something that was theirs and that they cherished and that they held on or didn't even know about. It was an innocence. And then you come in,
you relinquish it. You take it.
And you take it. So I don't think that people should speak anything ill about death and about people who have died. But it kind of makes you wonder, like, he a man of God, and we say God is love, but God has a wrath as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And nobody ever really wants to talk about that part. But
what I have an issue with in our Black communities is how molestation and sexual abuse is such a taboo topic.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
We could talk about,
because most of the time it's happened within somebody in your family. And you don't want to shun your family, but it's like, come on now.
I think it's deeper than that.
TD Jake said something. He was like, we have to make sure that the innocent, the ones who were, victims, make sure that they're okay.
Right.
First, before we even try to condemn anybody else. Like, okay, are the ones who were victims of this, are they okay? Like, what's going on in their minds?
Right.
Like, we have to protect them at all costs.
Well, I think it goes deeper than that. I think it goes historically. Being slaves and then watching men watching their wives being taken into houses and being raped by people that
I was just talking to somebody.
Exactly.
What were you talking about?
Well, that was the start of the topic. It's deeper about how African Americans, how we have this. I think it's biological. It's something in us after seeing things like that, that extreme. It's something inside of it that, how we have the whole, mind mentality, like all these different things where it's like Black people are so powerful, but we cannot get along. And I think that it's just things that have happened to us in the past that have just caused us to like just there's an actual chemical imbalance,
evolutionary cycle of craziness. Yeah,
I was just, and it's kind of off topic of what you was talking about, but it I was just talking about it the other day. You know how they say about how in the Asian community how the dollar circulates for so long,
right? Or
in the Jewish community for weeks or something like that, but in the African American community 2 hours.
Yeah,
like like why can't I give you $3 for your notebook that you make instead of me going to Office Depot?
Right.
If you make notebooks, why is it inside of me that I just won't?
Right.
And that's, like I said, it's kind of off topic.
It's on topic though. It's a behavior. It's a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior. You watch your wife go into a building and get raped and have to have children by this man, and there's nothing that you can do about
Nothing
it.
you can
So then
do.
she comes back to the space, and they're told, don't talk about it, don't mention it, don't even tell your husband. Your husband can't do nothing about it. And this attitude continues on for generations.
Right.
The only thing that changes is the master turns into your uncle, or the uncle is your cousin, or the cousin is your brother.
Mhm.
You know, so just like with evolution, things stay the same, but some things change.
Yeah.
That's why
Little
my
things
last name
change.
is Gibbs.
And even with men,
It's real though.
it kind of makes the man feel some type of way because they couldn't come after. Because if they attempted to come after their
They be
their
dead.
spouse, they would be dead.
Mhm.
So then when you come back and like just have, from what I've heard from experience from men, like when like even though she was raped, it's still like another person here in her body.
Right.
So then now they feeling some kind of way, feeling like I ain't no man. And I have to, either be mad at her because I don't have any frustration to put it out. Put out, I don't know how to get my frustration out there on the person who fault it really is.
Right.
And then like you mad at the person who was the victim.
Right.
So
Well, I go with these segues. This is terrible. Okay. Speaking of victims, we're gonna do Frankie's top 5.
oh Lord.
So that means Jeff is a victim
Jeff is the
today.
victim now.
I'm a victim. What is this?
Okay, so Frankie's top 5 is I'm going to ask you a question or make a statement, and then you have to do the top 5 of whatever the subject matter that is.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, so top 5.
My brain just didn't work.
Okay, so you top 5 things,
Okay.
right? This is whatever the top 5 things are that
For
comes
you.
to the top of the head for
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one is the
Oh God.
Okay, so the first one is the Cosby Show is back on the air. Okay, all right, I'm gonna leave it at that. I was gonna use that as a segue about the the victim thing, but I didn't think that was cool after I did the Eddie Long thing. So
That was terrible. That's gonna go on record. As
Speaking
being
of checking
terrible.
out,
the Cosby Show is back on the air.
True.
What are the top 5 favorite musical moments on the Cosby Show?
I don't know any of the songs, but the one, Justine.
Justine.
You know the one when they were on the banister.
You
Night
know the
and Day.
nighttime.
Yeah,
Night and Day with Ray Charles.
yeah.
Is there right time?
Were there 5? I mean, I don't.
There
know.
were.
Keep going.
I
got you.
can't think.
There's payback in the Huxtable house tonight.
I don't even know what that is.
I said
Rudy and
Edmund.
Olivia.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said Edmund.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh,
I like this one. Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee.
what's the 5th one? I can't think of it.
Ooh, in a sentimental mood. Remember that?
Oh, when they were on the
Cosby Show?
couch
They
and
were on
she,
the couch where they eating cake or apples at that time.
it was like cake, and she had a big strawberry, and she
I
I
stuffed
gotta
it
watch
in
more
his mouth.
Cosby episodes.
Oh, which one was my favorite one? Was it I Got the Feeling? They did a James Brown one time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the Cosby Show put me on jazz all day. Dizzy Gillespie was on the Cosby Show.
The Cosby Show's back on TV.
Yeah, it's back
Uh-huh.
on.
That's so cool.
Lena Horne,
Lena Horne was
Yeah.
on the Cosby
B.B.
Show.
King,
He was.
Bill Cosby wasn't playing.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder,
Sure
When he was like, Robert.
Robert,
Sure was.
Jimin on the one,
Jimin
Jimin on the one.
Was.
And she was like, love.
or
And
no,
baby.
another one, Holy Holy by Marvin Gaye, when Felicia Rashad's character, when Claire sang with the choir at the school, and Holy Holy by Marvin Gaye is the song she did. And it took me 20 years to figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm about to go watch some Cosby Show.
I'm telling you,
Top
Cosby
five.
Show.
Next
We'll do
question,
it for
top
you.
5 people to send Trump's way.
Dave Chappelle.
Yes. Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, yeah. Come on, Jeff, think. Oh yeah, no.
Roland Martin. That'd
That's
be a good
good.
one.
Ooh, Roland Martin.
Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah.
Yes.
Ooh.
And how about
Ooh, Larry Wilmore. Well, they canceled his show, but Larry Wilmore was covering the election on Comedy Central. and he had a-
Hilarious.
Wait, will we be able to publicly see these interactions?
Yes.
Barack Obama.
yes.
I would love to hear Barack Obama. Like, he eats him alive every
Oh my
time.
God. And it's so subliminal. It's just the
Every
best.
time.
Okay, we only got like a minute left because I know he got to wrap up. Okay, top 5. I'm gonna skip down. Top 5 favorite food joints after a gig.
Raymond's, tacos, Bajans on State Street. We got Raymond's, Bajans, Oshaval
Ooh,
in the West Loop.
forgot about that.
We got Nando's,
Nando's. I've been there one time.
and then we have Little Bad Wolf up north, but I'm not telling you where because that's my spot.
Top 5 most abnormal musicians.
Abnormal,
Yes.
Thundercat, is a bass player.
Nobody move.
Abnormal. I could say myself, but you have to
Yes.
get to know me.
Dylan. Dylan.
Who else? Come on, you guys got to help me.
Okay, weird musicians, abnormal. Dead or alive?
It doesn't matter.
I think Pharrell is abnormal still, like the whole Neptune.
Pharrell's a vampire.
Yeah.
Pharrell's been 23 for the last 23 years.
Who else? Well, I love Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino.
Donald Glover's
Chance
pretty cool.
Gambino.
His new
I
record
like
is
Anderson
dope.
.Paak, and I think he's kind of abnormal.
Anderson .Paak
Yeah.
is.
Anderson .Paak, yeah.
Okay, last one. 5 favorite songs to cover
5 favorite songs to cover.
that you won't be covering because you have your new stuff.
Oh, this is for me.
Yes.
Well, yeah, 5 favorite
Give me
songs
your
to
top
cover.
five.
Top 5 favorite songs. We got People Make the World Go Round,
Yep.
because I mixed that with like some other trap song. we got No Church in the Wild.
Oh yes,
That's
I
like-
heard you do that before.
That's like No Church in the Wild, Golden and Crazy. We got Get Lucky. We got Say Yes, and we got Let It Ride by Robert Glasper.
All right. Wow, that was a pretty good list.
That was a
I'm
pretty
not
good
surprised
list.
because I know you're different, so you're gonna have different artists. But thank you so much, Jeff. That's it. We only got an hour. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Please go January 20th to Reggie's Rock Club
Reggie's.
to premiere the Road Less Traveled
Part 1.
Part 1 with Jeff Gibbs and the Jeff Gibbs Quartet.
Yes. What time?
Doors at 8, show at 9.
All right. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank you so much,
Gibbs.
Jeff. We
having me,
love
guys.
you. Nycee, as always, is a pleasure. We'll be back next week, y'all. Stay
You too.
tuned.
Thank
We'll
you.
holla.
Oh, that was stressful.